Hello, and welcome back to the YouTube channel for the New England Player. I am your host and founder, Matthew Andrews. So in this video, we are going to take a look at the core golf tournament schedule for the state of Vermont here in 2026. And if you haven't yet seen some of our similar videos regarding these schedules for some of the other states around the New England region this year, please be sure to check those out on our channel as well. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please be sure to do so you don't miss any of our content coming forward from here. All right. Diving into the Vermont schedule, let's first take a look at the 2026 Vermont Open. The Vermont Open this year will be hosted from June 15th through the 17th at Lake Maury Resort and Country Club in Fairleigh, Vermont. Golf course designer is George Salling. Eligibility to be able to compete in this tournament, this is open to both amateur and professional competitors alike, and it is a 54-hole stroke play event in terms of overall format. Now, some facts about this golf course and this particular championship. The golf course itself has been around since the year 1929 and has been the host of this tournament for many decades at this point. And PGA Tour player Sean O'Hare actually won this event back in 2004 before he really got his PGA Tour career going, which would include eventually playing in the 2009 President's Cup for the United States. So a great couple facts about the Lake Maury Resort and Country Club in this tournament. And certainly one to keep on your radar for viewing competitive golf in the state of Vermont this year. This is your Vermont Open from June 15th through the 17th at Lake Maury Resort and Country Club in Fairleigh. All right. Next, we have the Vermont Amateur Championship. This is going to be a really special tournament this year, not only for the state of Vermont, but I truly believe for the New England region. This is going to be hosted from July 7th through July 9th at Equinox Country Club in Manchester, Vermont. And the tremendous golf course at Equinox Country Club was designed by Walter Travis. Eligibility for the Vermont Amateur Championship. Being the Amateur Championship, this is open only to amateur competitors, and it is a 72-hole stroke play event in terms of overall format. Now, taking a closer look at the Equinox Country Club and why this really truly is going to make this event a very special one this year for the New England region, this is perhaps the most significant golf course in the state of Vermont. It is ranked #1 in the state by Golf Digest, has a truly extraordinary history with the Vermont Amateur Championship going all the way back to the year 1902. And this golf course is also a significant one for golf for the United States in that it was the site of the 1914 U.S. Amateur Championship, where Francis Ouimet, who in the year prior at the U.S. Open had beaten Harry Vardon at the Country Club in Brookline. He would go on to win this tournament, and it would be his first win at the United States Amateur, and it is a win that he would always treasure for the rest of his life. So again, the course itself truly is just absolutely spectacular, magnificent layout. Its most famous hole, perhaps, is its par 5 7th, which measures just under 600 yards. All uphill, requires a significant blind second shot up an enormous ridge and an enormous hill that is fronted by several staggered bunkers and large amounts of fescue grass, and is truly just a magnificently designed golf hole and maybe perhaps one of New England's most single well-known holes throughout the golfing world. So again, with the magnitude of this particular venue, I can't stress enough how much this is going to be one that you'll want to check out. This is going to be, again, your Vermont Amateur Championship hosted from July 7th through the 9th at Equinox Country Club in Manchester. All right, next up, we have the Vermont Mid-Amateur Championship. The Mid-Am this year will be hosted from August 12th through the 15th at Rutland Country Club in Rutland, Vermont. And the course architects for this golf course, so the original 9 holes were designed by George Lowe, and Wayne Stiles and John Van Cleek were responsible for the second 9. Eligibility to be able to compete in the Vermont Mid-Amateur Championship, this is open to amateur competitors ages 25 years of age or older. In the event format, this is 18 holes of stroke play that'll start the tournament off. And then you have the top 32 players from those 18 holes of stroke play moving into rounds of match play to determine the champion. Now, some great facts about the Rutland Country Club and its history with competitive golf in the state of Vermont. The club has produced many Vermont amateur champions, including Drake Hull, who won the Vermont Amateur Championship 3 straight times from the year 2017 to 2019. And then Garam Poirier, also a member at the time of Rutland Country Club, won the event in the year 2020. And it was also the host of the 1904 Vermont Amateur Championship, has been the host of the tournament many, many times, and is certainly one of Vermont's most historic venues for golf and competitive golf. So this, again, is your Vermont Mid-Amateur Championship from August 12th through the 15th at Rutland Country Club in Rutland, Vermont. Moving now into the Vermont Senior Amateur Championship. This will be hosted this year from September 8th through the 10th at Burlington Country Club in Burlington, Vermont. designed by Mr. Donald Ross. Eligibility to be able to compete and qualify into the Vermont Senior Amateur Championship. This is open to amateur players 50 years of age or older. And the Vermont Senior Amateur Championship is a 54-hole stroke play event in terms of format. Now, a couple of facts about the Burlington Country Club. There were 9 holes of golf before Donald Ross was brought in to build the tremendous 18-hole layout that exists there today. And that course was completed in 1924, and that was also when the club officially renamed itself to Burlington Country Club. And just a mere 5 years later, the club was seen as a wonderful venue and worthy enough to host its first Vermont Amateur Championship, again, 5 years later in the year 1929. And it also has a tremendous history with the state's prestigious interclub team championship, the McCulloch Cup, where in the 1960s through the 1980s, the members of this club that competed in this event went on a winning streak, went on to win 13 of 14 championships, again, from the 60s to the 80s. So again, Burlington Country Club, just a truly wonderful golf course, a great history with the competitive golf history in Vermont. So again, this is your Vermont Senior Amateur Championship this year from September 8th through the 10th, hosted at Burlington Country Club in Burlington. All right, diving in next to the Vermont Women's Amateur Championship. The Vermont Women's Am this year will be hosted from August 4th through the 6th at the Haystack Golf Course in Wilmington, Vermont, designed by Desmond Muirhead. And this is open to women's amateur players with an active handicap issued by any VSWGA member club. And this is a 54-hole stroke play event in terms of format. Now, Haystack Golf Course is a very well-regarded public venue in the state of Vermont. It's been awarded a 4 out of 5 stars in this year's release of the New England Golf Guide. And if you really go on any particular site to find a review of it, you will find that it is fairly highly regarded. It's certainly one to put on your Vermont playing schedule this year if you haven't had the opportunity to take a look at it yet. So this is your Vermont Women's Amateur Championship, hosted from August 4th through the 6th at the Haystack Golf Course in Wilmington. All right, moving on now to the Vermont Women's Amateur Championship. This will be hosted this year from September 12th through the 13th at Williston Golf Club in Williston, Vermont. The architects for this one, Frank Talcott, was responsible for the original 9, and then Ben Murray redesigned it into the 18-hole layout that is found there today. And this is also a tournament like the men's Mid-Am. This is open to women's competitive golfers of the amateur level, ages 25 years of age or older, and is a 36-hole stroke play event in terms of format. Now, the Williston Golf Club has been owned by the same family for many generations at this point. It has a wonderful history with competitive golf in the state of Vermont. It hosted the 2021 Vermont Amateur Championship. Jeff Murray from that family, who has owned the golf course for many generations, actually won the Vermont Amateur Championship back in the year 1979. And it has also been the host of the Senior Championship, the Vermont Mid-Amateur Championship, and the Women's Senior Am as well. So again, a great golf course, great history with competitive golf in the state of Vermont over many decades. So this is, again, your Vermont Women's Mid-Amateur Championship, hosted this year from September 12th through the 13th at Williston Golf Club in Williston, Vermont. All right, next we have the Ruth Raymond Jones Memorial Senior Amateur Championship. This tournament this year will be hosted from July 7th through the 8th at Orleans Country Club in Barton, Vermont. And this is open to amateur women competitors ages 50 years of age or older. And this is a 36-hole stroke play event in terms of overall format. Now, Orleans Country Club also has a tremendous history of hosting competitive golf tournaments for the state of Vermont. It was actually the host of the Vermont Amateur Championship on numerous occasions in the years 1998, 87, 77, 71, 68, 64, and 1960. Member Jonathan Dudley won the Vermont Amateur Championship in 2004. And it's truly just a delightful golf course. And if you go on their website to read about it, you can see that they take an immense pride in their history. You'll see all types of historical artifacts regarding the club on their website. So again, just a wonderful test that takes immense pride in their history and has a wonderful history as well of hosting competitive golf in the state of Vermont. So this is your Ruth Raymond Jones Memorial Senior Amateur Championship, hosted from July 7th through the 8th at the Orleans Country Club in Barton. All right, last but not least, we have the Vermont Junior Amateur Championship. This will be hosted this year from July 21st through the 23rd at Quiniaska Golf Club in Shelburne, Vermont. And the course architect for this golf course, it was originally built in the year 1965 by Brad Caldwell. And the eligibility to be able to compete in this tournament, this is open to amateur competitors in the state of Vermont, ages 18 years of age or younger. And the format for the Vermont Junior Amateur Championship, it'll start off with 18 holes of stroke play, and then the top 16 players from that 18-hole stroke play component will then move on to match play to determine your final winner. Now, regarding the Quinnipiac Golf Club, again, a really wonderful test of golf here in the state of Vermont. And originally, again, designed by Brad Caldwell going back to 1965. But many years later, in the year 2018, P.B. Dye, the son of Pete and Alice Dye of TPC Sawgrass fame, as well as golf courses like Whistling Straits and Harbor Town, did some significant redesigning of the golf course again back in 2018. So this is actually one of just, I believe, a handful of golf courses that have had either Pete Dye or some of his family do some wonderful work on it. Another one that comes to mind certainly is Wintonbury Hills in Connecticut. So this is an opportunity actually to go see the premier junior amateur championship in the state of Vermont being hosted at a golf course that has had some work done on by members of the renowned Dye family. So again, this is your Vermont Junior Amateur Championship, again, hosted from July 21st through the 23rd at Quinnipiac Golf Club in Shelburne. All right, so that'll cover our review for the core golf tournament schedule for the state of Vermont here in 2026. For anything related to just golf in general in Vermont and other tournaments that you might be interested in that are going to be hosted in the state of Vermont this year, please be sure to check those out at the Vermont Golf Association and as well as the Vermont State Women's Golf Association websites. And we'll have links to those in our description for this video below. And again, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please be sure to do so to make sure that you don't miss any of our reviews of the core tournament schedules for the remainder of the states here in the New England region, as well, again, as any of the videos that we have coming forward. And as always, please be sure to like this video and leave a comment below. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll see you in the next video.